For the memory of a lifetime. Recall, recall, recall. What up, cuz? Brother, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for building this platform, for building this opportunity, for building this space. Not only for yourself, but in conjunction with connecting with people like myself. This means so much. Uh, just to have this opportunity to speak and to also meet you. Well, not meet you. We've known each other for years, but to be
Reconnect.
connected in this space. So,
Yes, sir.
man, I'm glad I'm here.
I am too. I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a very special guest here with me right now. My brother. We went to high school together. Good guy, great guy, family man, entrepreneur, motivator. He motivates me. He's at the gym putting in the work.
That's right.
He inspires me to get back in the gym and keep doing what I'm doing. This is Antonio Knox with One Community Insurance. Tell me about the name. How'd you come up with that name?
That's a great question. Well, coming up with the name with One Community Insurance, look, I wanted something that was bigger than me, where I wanted an idea, a purpose that not only I'm aiming for, but something that is not about me, it's about us, it's about community. So when I thought about that, I was like, one community, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's literally how I came upon it. Like I thought about naming it, after myself, which I think a lot of agency does that, which is, super great. But just more so, finding my ebbs and flow in terms of what's going to work for me and my message in terms of, reaching out to people and building the community that I decided to build within my agency. So it's not only insurance, we're a community of people is taking care of one another, and which I heard that like years ago, and that's basically what a community is people taking care of one another. So even though we do insurance, we want to make sure we take care of you like your neighbor.
That's beautiful because you align with what I'm doing. Community, symbiosis, help each other out, lift each other up. Share information, share the wisdom.
That's right.
How else are we gonna grow and evolve as a community and the kids and the next generations to come? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Facts. So, peace to everybody, man. Get on board. I got a couple questions right here because this is very important to me because I never really understood the differences in the insurance and how the policies work. That just never really clicked in my brain. You know what I mean? So you had came by and we sat down talking about. I told you I wanted to do a podcast and stepping out on faith.
That's right.
And before I even get into the questions, that's what I wanted to bring up. And I want to ask you the term stepping out on faith. My good brother, what does that mean to you?
Actually, I think it's the other way around. I think it's stepping into who you are supposed to be.
Ooh.
So it's not stepping out, it's stepping in, right?
Okay.
So that's what that means to me. You're not stepping out into the unknown. You step out to the unknown, but you're stepping in and you are leaning in towards yourself with developing your overall purpose, your higher self, in terms of, I think that's when we start asking those questions, who I am, why I'm here, and what I'm supposed to do, right? Which I think far exceeds anything that one person is doing. And, a lot of times, and just me reflecting on my past, where whenever that fulfillment is not there or is gone, we start to ask those age-old questions, which I think everyone gets to that point in their life when they do a look inside, and it's saying, how can I serve higher, right? Whatever that looks like, if that makes sense.
It definitely makes sense.
Okay.
Can you elaborate on the conversation you and I had about selflessness or being selfish? Like sometimes you got to be selfish.
Yeah.
You got to take care of yourself, or you can really love yourself and help the people around you. Can you elaborate on it?
No, absolutely. Which I think a lot of people are taught to give, right? And of course, we're supposed to serve. And I think the best way to serve, and hear me out, like I always tell people, let me finish the whole train of thought, right? Because I think we live in a world where sound bites, where it's like, wow, this guy's so self-centered, he only think about himself. Where it's like, you cannot give something out that you don't have, right? So like in terms of whatever you want to see in the world, whatever you want to see more of, don't go searching for it, become it. And once you become something, you then can give that out, right?
Absolutely, brother.
So
100%.
Pouring into yourself first in terms of the things you want to see, because once you pour into yourself, once you acquire those skill sets, whatever it is, whatever it looks like, and only then once you pour into yourself from selfish to be selfless.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this now. Pay attention, please. Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, so once you pour into yourself selfishly to be selfless, you have to do that. And people sometimes don't understand that. It's like, well, no, like you got to, go out and serve others and not think about yourself. And I will say the total opposite. Think about yourself in terms of how you can develop yourself to be a greater impact, right?
Right.
So, you have to search within, develop those things to put that inside you, because I can't be a light if I got darkness inside of me. And if I want to be a light and I don't have light inside me, I have to make it so that I got the capacity to receive light so I can harness light. Then I can only shine my light once I go in and then just be a reflection of who I am and what I stand for. If that makes sense. Absolutely.
If I may, well articulated. I get what you're saying. I want to kind of tap into the whole like light and darkness thing. For me, I'm speaking for me personally. Other people may agree or disagree, relate or not relate.
And that's okay.
The whole yin yang concept, the light and the dark. For me, I have history of alcoholism and stuff like that, and thank God I'm free after Kenny Loggins action. Man, I'm free. So I know the types of music that I listen to that I still listen to today. A lot of it's about struggle, about how some of our past ancestors were put in, set up for failure. We ain't gonna get into all that today. That's a conversation for a whole nother day. But it's important that when people as artists express themselves, I respect it from where they're coming from. You know what I'm saying? So I accept it all.
That's right.
And now where I'm at is I'm able to, I found myself, found my purpose, and I'm walking on this path, and I'm sharing my light. I'm getting my confirmations. I'm reciprocating, getting all this love and just motivation from all my sisters and brothers, man, and it uplifts me. It motivates me. Like I said earlier, you motivate me. We had a conversation earlier when you came into the door, my house. What was I listening
to? Miller.
De'Armond Miller. Shout out De'Armond Miller.
Yes, absolutely.
Salute. Can't wait till we do the podcast, brother. I can't wait. But he's telling the story, and he's right here from Rock Hill. And you said that you thanked me for reintroducing you to him because you hadn't heard him in a while.
Right, yeah.
That brother got talent, man. So
extremely talented.
It's important that we uplift each other and spread that artistic ability. Shout out to my cousin Kiki, Kishara Chisholm. She is painting a mural at a location. You can check her out on social media and everything. So we have a lot of artists, a lot of beautiful people.
That's what she had, because I ran up on her 2 weeks ago, and I was like, oh, wow, it was beautiful, because I saw her on TikTok, Facebook, and I stopped past there, and I was talking to her. Like, I was just commending her on such a beautiful picture.
I don't want to get off subject because we are here today to discuss insurance, and plus you actually have a podcast as well that I want you to talk about too.
Okay, yeah.
But I want you to go ahead and educate the people, because that's what we're here for, to bring people together, diverse cultures. We are all one, hence the name One Community, hence the name Respect and Love, because it's adapting the hug. So let's get back on track, brother. I appreciate that.
Okay, absolutely.
So let's go ahead and get into like what types of insurances that you deal with.
That's a great question. And before I get so much into that, like, I like to tell people who I am.
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead, brother.
And which I think that's so important, because it's not more so of what I do, it's why I do it.
All that.
And it's the things that are in my life, the people that are in my life, that continue to motivate me. And also, side point, you motivate me too as well.
Thank you.
I just came into that thought. So who I am. My name is Antonio Knox. I'm 40. I'll be 41 next month. Been married a little bit over a decade. Me and my wife, Lisa Knox, we are coming up on 11 years soon. We have 4 kids, all boys. My oldest, actually, his birthday was yesterday. AJ, Antonio Knox Jr. He just turned 16. And then stepping down is my other son, Max. He's 10. And then son, Xander. Xander is 5. He'll be 6 on November the 12th. And then Langston rounding off. Langston, he's 4. So been married a little bit over 10 years. Got 4 boys. My wife, she's at Clinton College. She's an amazing woman. And, man, like, we do a lot of stuff in the community and things of that nature. So, like, I want people to, not only what I do, but who I am, because what I do is a part of who I am. So I like to share both of those stories before I get into insurance, right?
Respect.
Because we all know insurance is super sexy, right? Like, you really want like your eyelids to roll down and you close your eyes, not talk about nothing but insurance. You will be bored. So it is exciting and it's necessary, and to pivot back to insurance. Insurance is simply a risk mitigator, right? And not to get into any details, and that's what insurance is. Insurance is really community. Like, you think about it in terms of, like, hey, Daryl, if something were to happen to your home, and your home is worth, let's say, $400,000, and hey, the community of insurance say, hey, you might not have $400,000 to go and rebuild or to make yourself whole. So you get in this community pool, if you will, and you pay monthly premium to, your insurance provider to have homeowners insurance, right?
Okay.
It's mitigating risk, it's filling that gap, because people's house burn up,
It
and it
does,
could set people back, whereas they are incapable of recovering.
Yeah.
So pretty much you have this pool of money. You have homeowners insurance, or you have health insurance, because those bills can get up. Let's say, for instance, like, you have a heart attack. Not saying you, like, I have heard people having heart attack, medical bills, $150,000, right? And this one of the things that attracted me to insurance, in terms of how it helps people in the community, and also why I chose to have community in our name. Because insurance is community, it's helping one another. So for that person who had a heart attack, who got adequate insurance, and instead of have to pay that $150,000, which that can be devastating, not only to them, to their family, to their small business, to everything around them, right? And people don't think in terms about that until it happens. And so I love to have those type of conversation, because those things are happening every day. And if or when it does happen to you, you are prepared. So instead of you have to go backwards and have to worry about how to pay this $150,000 bill, having insurance is saying that, okay, there's a lot of things that are regulated, saying that, okay, all policy, all guaranteed, all qualified plans have to have a maximum amount, right? Where it's like, let's say the maximum amount for a family is $20,000. Most people are like, oh, wow, that's high, right? Because they don't have anything to juxtapose it to, or to say, all right, so would you rather pay $20,000 and after that, the insurance company will cover 100%? Or let's say if your husband, and your husband is the breadwinner, and your husband have a heart attack, and there's a bill for $150,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
So would you rather the insurance pay excess of that $20,000 to cover that medical expense, or would you want to pay that $150,000?
I got you.
Right.
Right. That makes sense.
And that's just one of many examples that I always give people.
Right, because there's so many people in different situations. Like,
Yeah.
you mentioned the homeowners insurance in case of fires. You got to think about the location of that, and my heart goes out to anybody that's had to deal with, excuse me, a fire, especially the folks out there in California. My heart goes out to all y'all and y'all's family. But yeah, man. So you can go ahead and keep going about the insurance.
No, yeah. So and that's how I talk about what insurance is. It is a risk mitigator, right? It fills gaps in terms of, think about it. Hey, like we help a lot of families and business owners with life insurance, right? And people don't think about, hey, if this income earner is not here, what would happen to this family, right?
Right.
Or and not looking at it from a monetary standpoint, insurance makes people whole from a monetary standpoint so that you won't have to up in your life and do things that you necessarily don't want to do
Yeah.
to make ends meet, but you can mitigate that risk by proactively putting place by proactively putting plans in place, i.e. insurance,
Mm-hmm.
life insurance policy. So if, well, not if, like, because I don't think that there's people are living forever. So like I think we have that, impending dooms. Well, it's not dooms, but just, like we're not meant to live forever, right?
Yeah,
So
it's inevitable.
if we can all agree to that, we all can agree that, hey, like we, like it'd be great to have things in place where, hey, house may not be paid off, or whatever, it can be some estate things that need to be taken care of from a like a financial standpoint. It can be a lot of different things, right? And what I have learned, the the people who continue on or have a continuation plan, they have a plan, right? Because either you have a plan to succeed. If you don't have a plan, you have a plan. And that is to not succeed, right? Because success is very intentional. It's not magic. It's sitting down having not even hard conversation, but just adult conversation, real conversation, just so that not only you're protecting your family and everything around you. So from medical insurance to we assist a lot of seniors with Medicare as well. Um, their incomes are set, so it's like, hey, what's the difference between Medicare Advantage, Med Sub, prescription drug? So it just mitigating that risk so that you won't have to be overexposed. Because if you don't have insurance, because sometimes people come to me, they're at the doctor. They say, I'm at the doctor now, I need some insurance. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, it doesn't work like that. Um, in terms of getting it when you need it. In which I kind of jokingly always say that, and people don't like insurance until they need it. And that's when they like it because they then look at the reality of like what they could be paying. Um, and that's when they really lean into it, right? And so for the people who think they don't need it, because I think everybody need it, unless you can self-insure, worth billions of dollars or trillions of dollars, right? Where it's like like you got access and got assets in place to, hey, if I need $1 million because I need this, or this person need that, I can just tap into that, right? And with the majority of people don't got that, and which is quite frankly, like, you don't want to have that income just for that. Like you probably want it working for you and making more money, right?
Right. What advice would you give a person that is looking to change their occupation or go down a different career path, and there's going to be a possible allotted set of time to where they won't have their insurance from their prior employer? Like, what would you do to help someone in that situation?
That is a perfect idea person that I would love to talk with, right? Because I think
Hello.
yeah, more times than often, people with a great employer in which, like the majority of employees, well, actually not the majority, like employer that offer benefit coverage. And a lot of that stuff is done behind the scenes. So people really don't know what it looks like. They just know during the annual enrollment period, they check A, B, or C, whether it's health insurance, investment, what the case may be. And I mean, like one thing I love about like the marketplace, which in terms of the marketplace fills that gap where when you leave them in a job, you can get qualified insurance at a high level, PPOs where you can, have in network, out of network, if you travel, HMOs, whatever the case may be. Like there's those same type of insurance you have with your employer that you can go and purchase on your own. Quite frankly, being an agent, like a lot of times, like like I like to tell people, we live in a service industry, right?
Right.
So could you go and get it yourself? Absolutely. I can go and fix my own car myself if I really want to. Actually, I did before I changed some spark plugs. It took me like 10 hours, right? Um, but it will take a professional maybe 45 minutes, right? So, and that's the value we offer, where we have helped so many people, where we can identify their wants and needs and pair them with solutions, and literally at a very streamlined pace, and not cutting on the quality of the service that they are receiving.
See, this is very important to me and
Mm.
to others that's listening, because this is part of what I wanted to do. We have to be resourceful. We are humans, human resources. Let's use each other.
That's right.
Symbiotically. It's
Human
that
resources.
simple.
It's funny how that works. Human resource.
That's what I'm saying.
That's right.
Like, you go to, you got a job, human resources department. Oh, I got called into the human resources. Oh, he went into that office. What's going on? But that's neither here nor there, man. But it's just, what I'm saying is, again, thank you, because this is very important to me, because you are helping me help people.
Absolutely.
And this is what we're both trying to do. So thank you. What are some of the most common myths and misconceptions about insurance that you typically hear?
All right, so you got all day, right? Because I'm going to tell you all of them.
Yeah, brother.
Some common myths about insurance is I don't need it. It's too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't make enough money to apply for insurance. That type of insurance is for people who are wealthy. I'm not going to qualify for it. And it just goes on and on and on and on. Whereas insurance is for everyone, right? And even the most complexest of insurance, like the entry level, is literally as low as $10, $15 a month, right? And a lot of things has just been sensationalized, where it's like, be your own bank, right? Which is great. It's the same concept with this person that's, paying, let's say, I don't know, $30,000 a month in premium, because they wanted to structure a certain type of way for whatever type of things that they want done in the future.
Hold on one second, brother.
To it.
Pardon my interruption.
Yeah.
Try to keep the microphone closer to you so the people can hear your voice.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank
So, like in terms of the most important thing that I tell people about insurance, not so much on like the product name, like, term, whole, IUL. Those things are great, but in terms of what are your plans, right? What are you looking to do? That's how we do our needs analysis. Is people come to me and say, "Hey, what's the difference between term, whole, or and IUL?" That's an easy explanation from someone like me who have helped many, many people. But more importantly, what this particular tool is and what this tool is, where someone like myself as an agent, where our value is like super great, is understand your wants and your needs and where you want to go and where you want to be. I would tell people, if you can look at yourself 30 years from now, where you want to be, right? Have that in mind. You want to be here. What is it going to take for you to change now, to sacrifice whatever, so we can put a plan in place so that we can make sure you here, whether it's retired with monthly income $5,000-$6,000, whatever the case may be. And there's nothing that's unattainable for no one. It just simply comes with a plan, with a roadmap. Like, if someone started to invest, let's say like $100 a month at 20 years of age, by the time they turn 60, 65, they got like $1.3 million. Yeah. As you get older, that's less time that people, projected to live. So your investment is higher. At year 30, that $100 to get to the million at 65 may be $250, right? And that's how insurance is. And not saying that it's too late to enter the race. Whenever you need to enter the race, no matter how old you are, it's better to start, right? Mm-hmm. Not thinking about what you didn't do or what the case may be. Let's look at where you at and get a crystal clear picture of where you at, and then look at some things that we need to readjust and reprioritize and reallocate towards your dream and towards your pathway, so that we can build this vehicle, which is your insurance vehicle, so that you can go and be on your journey and get there and have checkpoints to kind of check and say, hey, am I still on a pathway to get there? And that's where we go and we do annual reviews or do biannual reviews just to kind of say, hey, I know when we met 2-3 years ago, this is what it was. Let's look and see how things are, because people get married, people get divorced, people buy houses, and those things could create new gaps, and you just want to make sure you cover everything. So like it's a full analysis, and it's not a one done, one size fit all. Um, it's more of a collaborative effort of presenting different solutions and solving all of your problems. It might take 2 or 3 different products to solve your problems, but your problems are solved, right?
Right. Collaborative efforts. Collaborative. Keyword. And also, I wanted to circle back to you mentioned that it's like a roadmap. And you being the agent, I would consider you the navigator.
That's
for
right.
everyone on the roadmap. And, bro, you was built for this, man. You well-disciplined.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You wrestled, right?
Yeah, I did. High school and college.
How'd that go? How'd you get into wrestling? And because y'all are some of the most disciplined people, man.
Yeah. I remember Coach Roveri at Roslyn Road, right? Because, everybody think they want to be football and basketball stars. So apparently I'm 5'8.5" now. So, like I did not grow too tall, which is fine. And I remember Coach Roveri like, don't waste your time playing football. Middle school, I maybe was 75 pounds. Extremely the runt. Like, out of all my friends, it's like, is that little guy in the same grade? Like, I was like half the size of everybody. So, it was just naturally so. It was like, you know what? I'm going to get into wrestling. In high school, middle school, the smallest weight class was 82 pounds. It's people in middle school with 82 pounds, actually. I was 72 pounds in the 7th grade. But I was really good, right? I was really good. So, got into wrestling, did very well. And I think personally, from a discipline standpoint, wrestling, actually, quite frankly, is one of the age-old sport been around. Like, people been grappling, right? I think as men, we have always wanted to
roughhousing.
Roughhousing. So like it's the oldest sport, the oldest measurement of mano. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I do a little jiu-jitsu, man.
That's right.
So maybe one of these days we can put out some content, man. We can hit the mats together.
That's
man.
right.
Roll around a little bit.
Well, I don't think I'd be in your weight class. Nah.
I mean, it's all good, man.
Yeah, but we can do
that's
it.
That's why I love jiu-jitsu. And ladies and gentlemen, like I've mentioned jiu-jitsu several times. I think it is a way of life. Just like he's found his discipline through wrestling, you can find a lot of stuff through jiu-jitsu as well. Whatever your craft is, your hobby, just find something, but make sure it's healthy, please. Yeah, moving on. Now, when someone comes to you regarding insurance and I don't know, anything could be going on in their life, but they come to you like overwhelmed, like, Antonio, man, like I just lost my job, yo, bro, I need to get me some insurance. I don't know what to do. How do you like calm them down? Like, what do you do to approach that person like that?
Well, great question. In which usually people come to me overwhelmed. Usually when someone passed in the family, because that's usually when just reality is heightened, right? So it's like, I thought about insurance 4 or 5 years ago. We spoke, last year, 2 years. My aunt, my father, my mother. I don't know. Someone passed, so it's at the forefront of their mind, and so they contact me, and then it's like I need to get something in place, right? Yeah. So, I'm never want to rush people. People get to whatever they need to get to whenever they need to get there. So our motto is like, we're not like a hard salesman. It's like, hey, we're your partner along this journey, right? And whenever you feel comfortable to get to that crossroad, to pull the trigger and do the necessary thing that we think you need to do, and we're going to always be here to be available to help you. So we get it. And then again, there's some people that had a referral the other day. They called me literally at 12 o'clock. And, fortunately for my time, I had a 1 o'clock coming up. So they called me. They was like, I heard some great things about you. Could you help me with the situation? And normally, because my schedule is extremely busy. And sometimes I have gaps in my day. So this person was very lucky. So they called me and I was like, actually, I got like an hour before my next meeting, and if you got some time, so literally did a needs analysis, answered some questions, and it was ready, right? And I was like, all right, check your email, look at that particular solution, right? So that's comparison. They were like, oh wow, like I love the way you broke it down. You explained the difference between PPO, EPO, HMO, and this is what I need. And, I qualify for it. And, hey, what's the next step? All right, next step is let's do the online application, right? And so we on Zoom, literally 20 minutes from being introduced to this perfectly stranger that was referred to me by one of my clients. Within 20 minutes, I got that person covered. That was one less thing for them to think about. They was calm, they was at ease, they was confident, and I communicated to them. I sent the information that they need, their plan summary, and they actually gave me a great Google rating. So I think that person gave, well, actually, yes, that person gave me a 5.0 because, they were just blown away about it because they thought that it was going to be this thing where, fortunate for them, they caught me at the perfect time. And then literally within 20 minutes, that thing that was just on their mind and like, I don't know how I'm going to take care of. And then they call someone that was just prepared, right? And, preparation is key if you don't got to get ready and you already ready. And I'm always ready. And, they called and they was able to say, okay, I got 20 minutes and, I'm great at what I do. And I'm going to take care of you. And within 20 minutes, that person was on their way. They was all approved. I'm sure they got their documents. Them and their families are protected. So, yeah, I love what I do. I'm prepared. And I know how important it is when people want that help. And, everybody is at different stages. Like that person, they was at the buy-in stage, right? So
Right.
I had to identify that and say, okay, well, I'll push you off the next week, right? Where, timing just allowed me to help them right there and right there. And then some people like, hey, I bought this franchise that me and my wife own. My last day at my job is going to be 2 months from right now. And they taking the proper steps and get connected with people like me. And I'm like, first of all, great. Thank you for contacting me. Let's put together a plan. So once you do transition from your job, we're going to make sure you ain't got no gap in your coverage. And then also just, take them through analysis and send them different plan comparison. They was like, oh, wow, thank you. And I'm like, okay, great. Yeah, so whenever we get to that point and we just pull the trigger, make sure that you got the adequate coverage that you need for you and your family. And then you can go on your merry way running your new business that you start.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, you brought up something important because I didn't even think to ask you this. So you do life insurance, right?
Yes.
Now, I know, like, personally, I've dealt with people, like, I know people that have dealt with this as well. Like, when someone passes, you try to get the life insurance, but then there's, like, these, like, red tape obstacles that's up. You can't get access to the money, or maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but it seems like there's something that gets in the way to where we can't get access to the funds to bury our loved ones. Now, is there any, like, advice that you would give people listening to avoid that issue, to avoid that so-called red tape?
Well, and that's another myth.
That's a myth?
That's a myth. So nothing really gets in the way. And here's something that a lot of people don't know about life insurance. It is extremely regulated, right? And pretty much the federal government, all the companies, all life insurance policy has a 2-year contestability period. I don't care. You got term, whole, IUL. It has a 2-year contestability period, right? And pretty much what that is to, kind of protect the insurance company to make sure that people don't put any fraudulent information
That makes sense.
on the policy so that they can, extract funds from an agency, right? Because that is bad, right? To tell false accusations and false information in order to capitalize off of that and take something from somebody else, from an institution like that is really criminal, right? So, like with all insurance policy, there's a 2-year contestability in which, if someone has life insurance, that's all that is enacted, right? And that's just really the carrier doing their due diligence, just to kind of say, okay, we want to make sure that whenever like we took your policy, make sure that you say you didn't have this illness, and everything lined up. Like stuff do happen after the fact, but like you said, you didn't have cancer, and then like someone passed within like a year and a half, and then they enact that 2-year contestability, and then they decide to go back 5-10 years, and then they see that you had cancer. That's when you got an issue. But look at it like this, right? He just been truthfully honest, right? Had you would have been fully honest about you having cancer, either one or two things, and there's no other option. Either the insurance carrier is going to absorb that risk and just adjust the premium, and definitely probably going to take it up higher because it's higher risk, i.e., people may have a smaller life expectancy, or say no, right? So, giving them the opportunity to make their decision and have all the information that they need to make a risk evaluation, I think it's fair. But yeah, so if you don't have it now, get life insurance. It's one of those things that as you continue to age, the cost of insurance goes up, right? And it's no way around that. And one thing I always ask people now, because this has happened to me a couple times, where if someone send me somebody or somebody call me looking for life insurance, I'd be like, when is your birthday? They'd be like, why you want to know my birthday, right? Because I remember years ago, I got a referral. Let's say I got the referral today, right? And then the person wanted insurance and was there. They loved the information that I'll present them, but they was like, hey, could we just meet again next week? I got something to do. And their birthday was like 2 days. So when we met again, and the quote that I gave to them was that quote, and when we met again, they had a birthday, right? Because we met like right for their birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the cost of insurance, just had we put the application in prior to them turning that age, they would have, save on the cost of insurance. Where in terms of if you look at the big picture and amortize out that added value, because we waited the next week, that number is a big number, right? Like you look at the big picture. So it's kind of like, hey, get it today, because you will never be as young as you are, and maybe not as healthy as you are today, right? Is it fair to say the older people get, the more people age, they are more susceptible to diseases and a lot of different things which negatively impact you having life insurance in terms of increasing rating? So it's kind of like, all right, you extremely happy, healthy now, get it. That's the best time to get it. Don't wait. Unfortunately, hey, I got diagnosed with this yesterday. I heard a lot of things, and it's like, I can't go back in time and do anything about that, right?
Right.
So, but when I talk with people, I definitely communicate the urgency of whatever it looks like, what you want. Let's move forward, right? Something is better than nothing. Let's see what your insurance number is. Everybody has a number. Like I just helped this guy a couple of weeks ago. His number was 1.5 million, right?
Right.
He didn't have anything, family. Like in terms of, he didn't have any insurance. So once we went through the needs analysis, calculated a lot of things, his number was 1.5. So we got him to that through term, right? And he loved me even more for it, because he thought it was complicated. He didn't, he just a representation of most people. They don't know what insurance is in terms of how you get your number, what the premium is, why the premium is what it is, why the carrier did not pay, or they heard bad things, where it's like, it's a reason for everything. And that's why I love to have open dialogue. Say, just ask me a question, because the more people are educated, the more people are informed, the more important that they understand why they need it and they get it. So the people who don't get it, they just don't come in the sound of my voice, or don't be in the space to hear the importance of it and why you should have it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good deal, man. To circle back to the different types of insurance and the concept of in-network versus out-of-network.
Mm-hmm.
Take me, for instance. Shout out to India Hook Dental.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, I love y'all. Claudia, what's up? Dr. Anderson, what's up? I know you're enjoying your retirement. Now they're out of network.
Mhm.
What would it look like for me to get some dental insurance through you? Just I know you don't have, maybe you can't like crunch the numbers right now. Just maybe like a general
I
idea
can
of
give you
like
that,
of like
yeah.
how much I would be paying, like what my premium would be, just to get my 2 oral exams per year, just something like that. Like how would that work?
Right. So network. So you talking about PPO versus like an EPO. PPO, all right, preferred provider organization. HMO, health maintenance organization. EPO, exclusive provider organization. A PPO, preferred provider organization, you have in-network access and out-of-network access. So obviously you get more favorable rates by going to someone that's in-network, which is great. Now, like there's many different networks, and not one network has every single body, right? Got to have room for other people to come in there to kind of offer things, and so that there's no monopoly, right?
Right.
So PPO give you the access from in network and out of network. Granted, if you just have that one person, that one dentist, or that one specialist, whatever the case may be, and they're not in your network of the PPO, you will have an opportunity to visit them at a little higher rate, but the insurance still will cover a certain portion of that cost sharing. So that's the flexibility of having a PPO. So as opposed to an HMO, a health maintenance organization, whereas you can only go to in-network approved providers that the insurance company will only pay. If you go to somebody outside of network, you pay them 100%. So there's no flexibility to be able to choose outside of network. And usually with a PPO, you don't have to get a referral from your primary to go to a specialist. So that's some great, flexibility, because someone might, let's say, get diagnosed with something, right? And they want a second opinion, right? And so having a PPO, you don't have to get that referral from your primary to go to another doctor you heard that was super wonderful with your particular situation, and just to get a second or third opinion, which, it's great. HMO, you have to get that referral from your primary doctor. So, the HMO is like a quarterback, right? They can only throw passes to people on their team. Whereas a PPO, a HMO, on a PPO, the quarterback is like, hey, they can throw passes on their team. Obviously, they get more points, but hey, they can throw interceptions too as well, right? And you will still get points, but not as many points as the reception on your team. So I just thought about that analogy. That's a great analogy.
You did that, bro.
Yeah, I did.
Off the cuff,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you built for this, man.
No, yeah, absolutely.
You gonna blow up, dog. Your podcast is gonna blow up, man. And hopefully you get some more clientele off of this.
No, absolutely.
When it comes out, man.
Like that's a great analogy. Like, okay, like, all right, like we go time stamp that and play that back. I'm gonna use that again because that's some good stuff. Okay, but yeah, man.
Hey, ladies, we cooking. We in the kitchen now.
Right.
We cooking now.
But yeah, man. To have a resource like an agent, right? And I tell people that, our value is in helping you plan, helping you strategize, helping you understand that, hey, we all have risk pockets, right? Yep. And you can only plan for those risk pockets, those risk gaps, is to intentionally identify them, right? Mm-hmm. Right? And more importantly, and that's sometimes like if someone just, let's say, come from a family, they don't know the importance of life insurance, or, the importance of having medical insurance. They just don't know. So you can't identify something that you just don't know, right? Where it's, then again, being around people who understand those different things and having different conversation, that can not only impact them, today, but the future, which I think attests to me. Because like a lot of these things I'm talking about now, I did not grow up hearing them.
Right.
Like 99.9% of the stuff that I'm talking about, like I was not raised in a household where it was just like a casual conversation. Now, not to take anything away from my mother, like she was a wonderful woman. I'm so grateful to have had a mother like her. Like she passed years ago.
My condolences.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So not to take anything away from her, she did her absolutely the best. I'm sure if she can see me today, like she'd probably be extremely proud. But she taught me to be open, right? And she did not teach me to be closed off. So, like, I think that's I think that's the best thing you can give people, right? To be open and not to be closed off, so that new stuff can flow in. So, like, I think just having a mother like that allowed me to be open to all these things that I know now know and understand, that I advocate, and I feverishly, well, not feverishly because I don't catch fevers, but I aggressively go out there and meet people where they are, and have these conversations, and make sure that, at minimum, they are having these conversations, and then they are equipped to make the necessary adjustments in their life and protect the things that they see value. And sometimes convincing people that their life have value. Yeah.
See, look at the beautiful thing we doing. As you mentioned, you are actually spreading the word on information that you didn't have growing up.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm trying to learn as much as I can. That way everybody else around me can learn as much as I can. And everything that I learn as a father, I am going to pass down to my daughter to prepare her for this crazy thing we call life that we all out here on this planet, which consists of 90% water.
Yeah, we're on a rock floating around in space.
It's crazy.
That for whatever reason hasn't drifted too far left, too far right, but just always stayed in the right position.
Bro, ain't it's something coming to ahead of our atmosphere too, ain't it?
Yeah,
I don't know. Atlas 3R, something like that. 3R Atlas or something like that. You heard about that?
No, I haven't. I gotta look.
We ain't gonna get too far off subject. I got a couple more questions, man. What time? What's your time looking like? Are you good to go?
Yeah, probably 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 5 minutos más.
Yeah.
Sí.
It's 11:54.
Got you.
But I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah. Did you get everything out that you wanted to about each specific insurance that you want to list the specific ones that you cover?
No, yeah, absolutely.
Really
great
quick,
question.
and then I got a couple more closing comments.
Which, like we specialize in helping seniors too as well with their Medicare planning solution. So whether if they want to go Medicare Advantage plan, and have the carrier, manage their Medicare needs, or go to Medicare Supplement and go to the Medigap's and get the one-off prescription drug plans and stuff like that. So we do a lot of help with the seniors, and we also do individual insurance coverage. Educating people on the difference between PPO, HMO, EPO, and stuff like that, making sure that they got the right attachment that's gonna protect them and their family. Dental, vision, life insurance. We are an independent broker. So basically what that means is that we don't work for any particular carrier. We love all of them, because one of the questions I get all the time is like, what's the best carrier? What's the best solution? I say that depends, right? So I intentionally do not pick a best carrier, because that's no such thing, because someone can be good for you 1 year and, they board of directors say, hey, let's change things up and go a different direction. As things change, we change. As we get more, new information, we apply that information, and not to remain stagnant off of traditionalism. Say, I always made this decision. Yes, when it was advantageous for your wants and your needs. But whenever things become not advantageous for your wants and your needs, you have to change. So we are advocate first, and we educate people, and we make sure that they are put in place in the best solutions that not only going to serve them and their families, so that they are protected. And, insurance is risk mitigator, right? And so we advocate and we help people to mitigate risk, so that they don't have any overexposure towards, somebody's not here, right? Or, if you get a heart attack or you get diagnosed with this right here, the best thing you can have in place is some insurance to cover that gap. Not if or when you need it, because that's when people like, oh, well, I'm so glad I had insurance, right? Whenever those unfortunate things that nobody plans to have happen, and they happen, and then it's kind of going back with me and my situation with my mother passing. Like I say, she always had life insurance. Like we paid the premium like her last couple of years in life. Like me and my sister kind of took over some affairs. I don't know why I'm paying this premium, but the moment that she finally transitioned, and then she had a policy for years, the insurance company sent the check, and I was like, that they sent the check when things was kind of like like we mourning the loss of my mother, and things cost, right? And she wanted to have a funeral, and she wanted a pink purple casket and all those type of things, and me, young family, just married, I got young kids, just bought the house and all of that. And not saying that I would not move mountains for my mother. I will. But to get a check for a death benefit in the mail, for $1,000, enough to cover all of that, I thought that was so forthcoming that she knew that day was gonna come, and that did not allow certain pressure to be on me and my sister and my family. And even though she passed, like, that was her well wishes to say, hey, take this, don't worry about anything. So, like, I thought that was her giving even after that transition. Well, it was, and to be selfless, and that's what she was. And, you know, her family moments and her family act, which I always go back to that, and like, it always provide inspiration on why I do what I do.
That's powerful, brother.
Yeah,
that's very inspiring. Thank you so much. I know you got to run, and just really quick, can you give a quick just message to the people out here on what they should do? First off, we need to all get our affairs in order. That's coming from me. Folks, we got to get our affairs in order. But just look into the camera and tell the people why they should reach out to you. Let them know how to reach you, like social media and all that, your website and all that stuff. That'll be in the comments and everything whenever I get everything with the description stuff going.
Okay, no, absolutely. So reach out to our website, which is onecommunityinsurance.com. It shows all the services that we provide. You can email me at aknox, aknox, at onecommunityinsurance.com. OneCommunityInsurance.com, spell it out. ONE, community, COMMUNITY, unity, insurance. Spell it out, INSURANCE. Reach out to us. We are welcoming new clients, and, you know, really want to meet people where they are, and so that we can figure out how we can help and serve you. And we love what we do, and we're excited. And I love that I get this opportunity, not only to be on this podcast. I mean, Derek go back for many years, so I wish him and his continued success and what he's doing, just putting all this positive energy out in this world. So I'm glad to be here right now, and man, just in addition to what I just said, wish you your success on the path that you on, and whatever you see, I wish you get it.
Brother, likewise. Thank you so much.
That's right.
And earlier you mentioned about opening your mind. I don't know if I have any Total Recall fans. I wore this shirt. I was like, I don't know why something telling me to wear it. Yeah. And this is Quado. If you ever seen the movie, Open Your Mind. We got to take care of ourselves, y'all, to take care of each other. Be safe this weekend. Be respectful. Love one another.
That's right.
Dap in the hug will take you a long way. We about to do the first official on-camera dap in the hug. So remember, it's a dap for the respect, the hug for the love.
That's right.
Peace.
Peace.
Just like
I love it. Yes.
Just like that.
That's right.
Hey y'all be good to each other out there. Love you.